pay attention to that as we move throughout the evening. We have Colton, Killswitch, Honeyhole, and Silly Me for Maui, and we have Nuclear, Storm, Delta, and Stitch on the side of Sydney. We are starting on board here with Nuclear. He's going to look out towards Zig as first kills are going down. That is Killswitch getting one, Stitch and Nuclear responding to.
Yeah, big back and forth here on that P1. It's definitely a tough task to get a lot of time here on this Mixie P1, but I think the main goal of that team that spawns in on the bad side is to try to mitigate the time loss and get the spawns at the same time. So it will be Maui here on the good side, but if Sydney Dingoes are able to flip those spawns before that P2 pops, you're going to take that as a W.
Yeah, you definitely are going to take that as a W, but Honeyhole and Silly Me are having none of it. That is 4 down. Stitch trying to respond with 2, but Killswitch is able to trade him out after he does get a 2-piece there, as all the time and the spawn still in favor of Maui Chums so far. They are still locking down a few extra seconds, but the Sydney Dingoes trying to push through and get control of that barn area. If you do not have the spawns, if you can get a lot of barn control, you can kind of pin them back in that on those river spawns, but Maui is having none of it. They're working all the time. That is Killswitch, Colton, Silly Me combining for all 4, and that is going to be all of Sydney off spawn.
Yeah, Honeyhole does get taken down by that grenade, but he's done such a good job of getting that first 27 seconds on that hill so far, bringing their lead up to about 45 points and counting going into this next P3. And, you know, Sydney is just kind of trapped back in that back left tank area, just spawning there over and over again. But it seems like they're getting some sort of progression on the map, but it might be too little too late because Maui can just chalk the rest of this point and rotate toward new.
Yeah, Maui can absolutely chalk the rest of this point as Delta trying to go huge, get his team some momentum and some positive energies. They are able to get 3 down in the kill feed, and now they're pushing through kitchen as we head into this P4 or P3 rather, as Delta again just trying to soak as much this time, not able to get the kill as Killswitch and Colton combined for 2. That is a Killswitch team kill as well onto Colton, as Honeyhole and Silly Me combined for the other 2, and that is going to be all of Sydney off spawn. 1 kill, not able to secure the second is Silly, or he is able to secure a second, but not able to secure the third, as Nuclear trades him out, as Sydney just has been absolutely tucked back in this back right spawn the entire map, as Maui is just pinning them back there. Honeyhole will not let them in, as he's taking down 1 in kitchen, not able to take down a second. 3 down for Sydney, or 3 down on the side of Maui, and Sydney is in the hill as they are trying to bring this one back.
Yeah, they're doing their best to bring this one back. Maui Chums getting up to that 70 point category as of now. Honeyhole trying to get in there and contest as much time as they can, but Maui's already rotated to that P3. And I want to point out that Stitch starting the game so hot for the Sydney Dingoes, 17-7 off the break on a 4 streak. That's 18 for him, but they just haven't been able to convert those kills into time. I mean, he's got more kills than his whole team combined, but you know, they're only able to get around 27 points so far in these first 3 hills of the map. But you're going to want to see that switch over here because Maui Chums, their guns are blazing right now.
Their guns are blazing, and for me, it's just coming down to that teamwork. They're working crossfires. They're not taking solo gunfights, and for the most part, they're winning their, because they're, taking team fights. They're winning a lot of those engagements, but Sydney's not ready to give up yet, as they're slowly but surely bringing this one back. As after that P2, we saw it at around a 40-point lead, as now they're trying to bring this one back, but Maui's just not having any of it. If you look at that kill feed on the bottom left of your screen, you see a lot of blue and not a lot of orange. If you're Sydney, you need that to start changing, as it just will not. Delta and Nuclear trying to turn it around, as Colton with the fancy nade through the window, as I personally have never been able to make that nade, but you know what, good on him.
Yeah, great nade out of Colton M, but Sydney Dingoes are able to rotate to this hill pretty much safely. Player 3 is trying to get in through the back of the map right now, but Sydney Dingoes seem to be unaware of that so far. It's going to be a mix on the hill right now. Silly Me is trying to take down those players, but the spawns do flip in the favor of Maui Chums off the back of Honeyhole. He's going to be pushing that L area, but Sydney Dingoes are all kind of trapped in this hill right now. It's a little bit of a blender, but they're kind of slaying their way out of it.
They are slaying their way out of it, and it is coming down to Stitch as the rest of his team just cannot get any positive momentum going. Stitch's 26-12, but the rest of his team is struggling, and that is because Maui has come out hot. They are flying through the map, just with using their teamwork that I've seen on many occasions in scrimming this Maui Chums team. As they like to work together, they like to work the map as a unit, and they are showing it right here on Bocage. They have stretched this lead to 64 points after just one set of rotations, and that might as well be a 120-point lead on other maps because we all know how mixy Bocage can get, and it rears its ugly head sometimes. But Maui Chums are playing it perfectly.
Yeah, and if you are Sydney Dingoes, you gotta kind of try to turn this around in the second rotation of hills. Sometimes, through those first points in this Bocage hardpoint, you can kind of find yourself in a tough situation, similar to this. So you have to kind of forget about it and say, hey, this is a new game going forward. Let's just play the game like we've been doing before, but try to get a couple more kills on the board. I mean, Stitch is 30-14 right now. If the rest of his team can pick it up just a little bit, I think they can find their way back in this game pretty quickly.
They definitely can. They just need a few more of those engagements to go their way. But as we say that, that's silly. That's Colton. That's Kill Switch. Silly again combining for 4. That is 4 down. And Spawns again flipping in favor of Maui Chums. Just every time that they needed something to happen, they made it happen. They got the kills that they needed. Honeyhole with 1. Stitch responds with the trade. Is Colton with the trade onto Stitch. He may only have 11 kills, but I can tell you right now, every single one of those is important, as he has been doing so much dirty work for this team over their season, as Maui Chums are continuing to stretch this lead even further, 157-87 right now, as they are just dominating here on Bocage.
Yeah, and I think the thing is for Maui, they find themselves getting a whole bunch of time on these hills. It is Bocage, so there are a couple of money hills you got. You got this P2 that you can accrue a lot of time on. You got maybe that kitchen and that low water hill. And these Maui Chums have just been doing such a great job of really converting those hills into the points that they really need.
They definitely have. They've gotten probably 120 seconds out of P2, probably a solid 20 or 30 out of that first P3 in bottom grandmas, and I believe 30 or 40 seconds out of the P5 hill as well. So they are doing exactly what you are talking about, maximizing their money hills and making sure that those other hills are not getting spawn trapped, and they're doing it to perfection. Colton with the 2-piece kill switch in the feed as well on getting his kill onto Delta, as they are continuing to lock it down. Stitch trying to do what he can. He's 35-17. He is absolutely frying. He's able to take down others. His team is in the hill, and they're pushing out. This is the first time that we have seen real map control in favor of Sydney Dingoes. Let's see if they can take advantage of it, as Stitch is going off. He's on a 5 spree. He's earned himself a glide bomb, as Honeyhole looking to try and take him down, but Stitch is absolutely frying. He's already got 38 kills, 39. That's going to be full streaks, and they're bringing this one back. What was a 90-point lead is down to just 50. If the Sydney Dingoes can work a break here and make sure that they don't give up too much time on this P4, they might be able to bring this one back.
And I think that's a great example of that teamwork we were talking about that the Sydney Dingoes kind of have as a unit. From what Nuclear said, these guys have really great chemistry on the map. So if you allow them to get that map control, they can really convert that into a lot of time. And it's definitely what we saw there in that P3. But it is Kill Switch with a huge 4-piece to take control of the hill by himself. You can have all the teamwork in the world, but if Kill Switch is breaking you one by one, then it's going to be hard to get time.
It definitely is going to be hard to get time, and that's one of the more demoralizing things that can happen in Call of Duty. When you are making that comeback, you have that big P3, and you're on the rotation to P4. You have your team stacked in the hill, and then you just get 4-pieced. I've been on the other end of that. That is not fun to deal with, as Colton continuing to move throughout the map. His team has eclipsed that 200-point mark, and they are pushing out the back spawns. You can see the teamwork and the practice that these Maui Chums players have put in. They know exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it. You can see the communication coming through as they're going to chow this P5, able to take him down as Colton, as he's worked his way all the way back up to 20-20 with 1 minute and 22 seconds of hill time, which on Bocage, quite frankly, is a lot of hill time.
Yeah, it definitely is. Any hill time you can get on this map, you will definitely accept with open arms because you don't get a lot of opportunities to do so. Stitch does call in that glide bomb, gets the information, team kills his teammate, but it's okay because he gets one to go with it. Silly me may opt to jump straight back on the hill himself, but not before taking out Nuclear, but there is one player behind him. Sydney Dingoes do have the spawn for this hill, but this hill definitely is not one that you've been able to get a lot of time on this rotation of hills, I would say.
They definitely have not been able to get a ton of time as Colton continuing to slay as he's been really again doing a lot of that dirty work, being that entry player and getting his teammates, putting his teammates in good positions and getting a few seconds of hill time to go along with it as he leads his team in that objective. As the Maui Chums have reached the 234 mark and are closing in on 250. Silly me and Killswitch combining for two. Last player alive is Stitch that has a chance to break this hill. That's 242 to 158. Nuclear trying to do his best as he's pushing through the front. Not able to quite take down that player in gate as Honeyhole gets a huge one. Silly with another, and that's going to be 250 on the board for the Maui Chums. They take our map number 1, Bow Cage Hardpoint.
Yeah, and Maui Chums looking fantastic as a unit there on that map. On the other side, on the Sydney Dingoes, Stitch getting 50 kills by himself, but they do a nice couple kills with it.
It definitely can, but I'm looking on the side of Sydney to set the tone early on. This is their map pick. This is their bread and butter. This is the map they wanted to see, and they are being aggressive right off the rip. Honeyhole with the quick scope onto Nuclear. That's the highlight you were looking for.
Yeah, that was definitely quite a highlight reel for sure. I mean, he just ego chowed that with all of his brain power intact, quick scopes him as soon as he possibly can, and you know, that turns over into a nice first blood. Sydney Dingoes are able to get that bomb down, and Maui Chums are gonna have to look for a way to break this setup now.
Maui Chums are going to have to look for a way to break this setup. If you're Maui Chums, you've got, and specifically Killswitch, you've got an opportunity to work this flank as Stitch is able to take down one in the middle of the map. Killswitch is looking for the trade and is able to get it. That's 2 down for Maui. But the problem is they only have 17 seconds. 13. Colton M is on the defuse as Killswitch takes down one, not able to get the second in time, and that's going to be round number 1 in favor of Sydney. Killswitch, you do not have time to defuse that bomb. You might as well just run away, stay alive, and preserve your streak. But round number 1 in favor of Sydney. Jake, what did you see?
Well, I mean, that round definitely came down to the wire. We saw Storm there in that 1v2 situation with the bomb down. He finds his way, finesses away from Colton M, runs around that corner, gets the player off bomb. Definitely a great play out of Storm. They don't win the kills, but they got the bomb down, so they win the round.
They did get the bomb down and win the round, but let's see what Maui Chums is able to pull out on the offensive side as Killswitch making a little class swap, but that's okay. He's their anchor. He's the main flank watcher. Is Honeyhole just casually pulling out another snipe kill. You know, nothing to speak of. No big deal here as he's just casually running throughout the map, just getting highlight reel after highlight reel. As Killswitch has got some company on the flank here. Let's see what Sydney can pull off on the retake.
Yeah, Sydney will be pushing through that deep rooftops area, but you know, a big first blood out of Honeyhole. Storm picks up another one to even it up, and that is that sniper rifle player. Nuclear sees one in that arch area, but it's going to be Killswitch trying to run away from him. And you know, with 27 seconds left, if you're Maui, if you can just play your lives for as long as possible, you might be able to pull out this round.
You might be able to pull out this round, but not if Killswitch and Colton have anything to say about it. That's 2, that's 3, and that's Maui Chums evening us up at 1-0. And for me, it was all that first blood from Honeyhole. They just gave themselves numbers, got that bomb down, and then made sure that they didn't overextend, didn't give away any free deaths. As Killswitch on that force spree, so he's going to be looking for that glide bomb, which later on in this series, if he's able to pick that one up, that could be very huge for the Maui Chums. As again, they won that map number 1, so they're looking to get themselves a 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, 1-1 in this search and destroy now. Big defensive round from the side of Maui Chums. You know, this map can be a little bit offensive heavy with how easy it is to get that bomb down on the A side. Honeyhole looking for another first blood, but he gets taken down instantly by Stitch. He pushes up through that church side and is able to get his team full map control on that left side of the map. He finds himself in this, you know, sneaky little corner here, and he should be able to find a Maui Chums member. Storm trying to find some kills. And, as of now, Maui Chums just kind of have no options among the map.
They really don't, and that really just came down through to Stitch getting a nice timing through bottom mid, pinching Honey Hole on the back, getting P1 control for his team. But Colton trying to make something happen as he's able to take down Stitch in the back as Delta working the map himself as well, takes down one. Kill Switch is last alive. He's on the bomb site, but you've got 3 Sydney Dingoes players converging on him. He's able to take down one, not able to take down another as Sydney takes a 2-1 advantage heading into round number 4. That was just picture perfect S&D. Find your timing, get the map control, and then just keep it.
Yeah, Sydney Dingoes definitely looking solid here off the beginning of the search and destroy. They are able to win a couple of offensive rounds, and they're looking fantastic so far. Kill Switch on the other side is able to get that glide bomb, which will be big as this game goes along. I mean, Sydney Dingoes, hopefully they know it so they can put on that fortified class, but right now that glide bomb can also bring you a lot of information. It can tell you where those Sydney Dingoes players are, and you can really adapt to how they're spread among the map.
You definitely can. As Honey Hole still with this sniper rifle. Let's see if he's able to pull out another highlight reel play as Nuclear in top church as it's kind of in a little bit of a stalemate. Both teams kind of just trying to play for a little bit of information as it looks like Sydney's going to work a double flank here through P5, but Silly Me is going to go ahead and plant this bomb out of the view of Nuclear up top. So that is bomb planted on the A bomb site and full P1 control from the side of Sydney as Killswitch in top fire has given up bottom mid. So that is going to be an opportunity for the Sydney Dingoes player to try and retake this site as Stitch is working a flank, but he didn't see Honey Hole on the side as he's just trying to make sure that he's not going to get pinched. He's able to take down one. He's got 20 seconds to work with.
He gets 2, big 2-piece, making it a 2v2 in this round. Silly Me gets a kill onto Nuclear to trade that kill, but it's a 1v1 now, and Silly Me knows he's got the timings on it. He doesn't have time to get the bomb, so Silly Me just looking for the Stitch kill if he can find it, but he doesn't need to get it, and the round goes into the favor of the Maui Chums.
That could be huge. Did that kill that Stitch just got count?
Yeah, definitely.
If that counted, I believe he's on a 4 spree. And he's on a 3 spree. Okay. So I don't think that ended up counting.
Okay, well, he's still 2 kills off of that so important glide bomb. And that glide bomb can be so nice in the search and destroy, similar to what we were saying before about how Maui Chums had it. They used the glide bomb to find the players around the map, and they use it to get that information that they need. Delta trying to get that bomb down, but it's Kill Switch in the middle of the map with a great angle onto it. So now they're going to have to get that bomb and try to plant it again, but Colton M picks up another big kill on the side. So, Maui Chums in a 4v2, they're looking good in this round so far.
They are looking good as they've been picking up all the important kills. of Storm with 1 in P5 as he's trying to bring this one back. Killswitch going to look for the trade. He is going to get it as that is map control and numbers control in favor of the Maui Chums and a 3v1 advantage. Nuclear looking for the first kill as that's going to be Killswitch getting all the information and bomb is being defused. And that is going to be round number 5 in favor of Maui. And that just comes down to, again, just those, that the Maui Chums just looking so good on the teamwork side. The communication is on point, and they are just playing with that with confidence and not being afraid to take gunfights.
Yeah, we were definitely talking about how the Sydney Dingoes have fantastic teamwork from their interview that we saw before. But, this Maui Chums team definitely has some teamwork of their own. We've seen it being showcased throughout this whole series so far. Map 1, they showed how good they are as a team. Map 2, they're bringing it back here. They're up 3-2 in the map. And, they were using their teamwork there to really suffocate the Sydney Dingoes when they got that bomb down.
They were for sure, as Honey Hole still looking on this A-bomb site, as that's kind of the only option for a sniper rifle on this map, is Stitch with the nade kill onto Silly Me. So that is going to be first blood in favor of the Sydney Dingoes. And if you're the Sydney Dingoes, you need this rounder here. Really get yourself some momentum or some positive momentum going into this round number 6. And that is a strong start as Stitch with the nade is able to get the first blood as he's in a great spot as well. He's able to spot that bomb over on the A site as he knows there's nothing there. So if he's got to be calling out to his teammates, yo, either bomb is down or they're working towards B. And that's going to be kill switch with one, back arches Delta with one as well. So that they're in a 2v1 situation. Unfortunately, they are split, but it's kill switch. I don't know if he had to have seen him, right? He's going to run into him right now. No, he doesn't see him. What is happening on the map here that I am not seeing?
Stitch, with 15 seconds left, he's forced to get that bomb. But he might catch kill switch here, but he doesn't do so. Kill switch picks up that bomb. He has enough time to plant it, and Stitch isn't really close enough to get the kill before he plants that bomb. So it's going to be a 1v1 with bomb down. Kill switch sitting at 11-2. He's got the glide bomb. He's got the strafing run, and let's see if he's got this round.
He's got the glide bomb. He's got the strafing run, but does he have the time to work the flank that he is trying to pull off? As kill switch mistakenly shoots his gun a few times, and if you're Stitch, you're looking at your mini map immediately to get that information. As kill switch playing a corner low P5, but that is going to be he was calling in a streak. That's why he's able to take him down 4-2 in favor of Maui Chums. I suppose early on, Killswitch was able to get that, or no, he must have just gotten it, that glide bomb to secure that round number 6. And that is 4-2 advantage on the side of Maui Chums.
Yeah, and that's a 7 streak for Killswitch. Definitely a good investment of the glide bomb. You still have a strafing run in your back pocket to use if you oh so please. But Sydney Dingoes started off hot in the search and destroy, but they haven't really had an answer for the Maui Chums ever since Killswitch said, hey, I'm turning up right now, don't worry about it. Sitting at 12-2, like we said before, but if you can shut down Killswitch, maybe you can find some rounds in your favor if you're Sydney Dingoes.
You definitely can, and it's going to come down to shutting down Killswitch, like you said. It is nuclear with that first blood onto Honeyhole. Other than those first 2 rounds, really, where Honeyhole has gotten those 2 sniper kills, he's kind of been non-existent on the map, but it is okay as Killswitch has picked up the pieces as Colton with 1 onto Storm, as Sydney Dingoes are going to be looking to plant this bomb over towards A.
The bomb is going down. Stitch is trying to find a good timing, but he doesn't see Colton M in bottom church. He's getting some horrible timing, but he does get Colton in the right side of the map. That was actually kill switch he saw before, but Silly Me does trade him out. So a 2v2 situation now. Nuclear takes down Silly. So kill switch in a 1v2 situation, but if anybody can do it, it's him. Sitting at an 8 streak right now. He almost gets it. Floofy, that was so close to being a 1v2 and a 9 spree, but Sydney Dingoes do end up winning that round.
If you're sitting the Sydney Dingoes, that was an absolutely huge round to get as Delta rocking that atomic camo. What a pub grinder Delta DO3 is. But like you were talking about, that was such a momentum killer for Sydney, for the Maui Chums. If Killswitch is able to get that round, I think it ended up being a 1v3. As he had to take down, or no, it was a 1v2. It did end up being a 1v2. But Sydney Dingoes, you brought it back. You're down 3-4. You're on defense. You have an opportunity to even this one out. As Delta D looking to work this P5 is Colton M with the first blood.
Yeah, Colton M picks up a big first blood. He's definitely the second-hand man behind Killswitch now for this Maui Chum squad, sitting at 7-6. Delta DO3 gets the trade, though, making it a 3v3, but Killswitch finds his way through that P5 area, picks up Nuclear oh so fast, and Delta's going to be looking for him for the trade. He is running straight behind him. He's going to be on the chase. He might have lost him, though, now. He sees him again. It's a big chase right now, but Killswitch turns around, and all that chasing was for nothing, Floofy.
All the chase is for nothing as Killswitch hits the 180. Honeyhole with the response, as well as the Maui Chums get us to map point. And, I was going to compliment the trigger discipline of Delta DO3, and then he made the mistake of firing a bullet, and Killswitch turned around and just smoked him as the Maui Chums go up 4-3 as we head into round number 9.
Map point for Maui Chums, and Killswitch is having his playoff moment right now, sitting at 15-3. Popped off pretty hard in that Bocage hardpoint to really lead his team to victory, and he's moving it over into the search and destroy as well. He's just unkillable right now, and If Maui Chums keep playing like they do in this search and destroy, you got to expect them to close it out right now.
You got to expect them to close it out right now as Sydney has worked their way onto the A bomb site yet again. They're going to be putting that bomb down as that's going to be number 7 on the top shirt. Silly Me is going to have an angle towards you, but he's not going to be able to kill that bomb planter as that's going to be Sydney Dingoes with map control. Stitch with bottom church. He's able to get one, able to take down a second. Maybe this is the regain that they need. Stitch is on 10 kills as well. He's got a 2 spree. He still has those full streaks to work with. Honey Hole is able to pick up one. Unfortunately, he has put the sniper away, so there are not going to be any more highlight reel plays unless he does it with the automaton anyway and just says, screw it, I'll kill them all with the auto. But no, Stitch responds with a massive round for Sydney as they send it to a round number 10. And remember, Stitch hasn't used a single streak yet, so he still has both a glide bomb and a strafing run to work with.
And don't forget, if we see that playoff round 11, we will get a 15% discount on those overpowered energy bars. You'll get a special code in chat. So let's hope that Sydney Dingoes can close out this round so we can see a solid round 11 and get an extra 5% off of those overpowered energy bars as well.
I tell you what, I want some overpowered energy bars. We've got the sniper rifle back in the hands of Honey Hole. He's not going to be able to get any information. He obviously does not see that. Well, that's because he's not there. That's just Codcaster seeing him through the wall. So anyway, not the point. As the Sydney Dingoes are looking to get that first blood, and that does come through on the side of Sydney as Stitch takes down Colton as he is 12-7, currently on a 4 spree. As he's got to look to use one of those streaks here pretty soon, or otherwise he's going to rewrap those almost as or no, he has already used both of those streaks already, it appears. So he's looking to work some more streaks as Silly Me and Kill Switch are kind of looking to wrap this bomb out. But that is complete map control in favor of Sydney as they have gotten some huge kills early on.
Honey Hole does have this A bomb site in control. He gets some great timing onto Nuclear with that. But there's another player to fight him, and it's Storm. He gets taken down by Honey Hole with a big 2-piece to really put this round in the Maui Chums' favor. Last player alive is Stitch here. And with Silly Me getting that bomb down, Stitch is going to have to be making a spectacular play in order to close this round out in his favor.
He is going to have to make a spectacular play and defuse the bomb, and he only has 35 seconds to work with. He knows where one player is. They now have the information. That's the highlight reel we were looking for. Maui Chums with the 6-4 victory. Honey Hole hit a snipe to start the game. He finishes it with a quick scope as well. Or, well, maybe not a quick scope, but nonetheless, it's a highlight reel into this map right now, because if you don't put it into if you lose this map right now, your entire season's over. So let's see what they've got.
Yeah, and if you are trying to win this Berlin hardpoint, it's all going to be off the backs of those ARs. Maui Chums are going to be on the good side of the map for the start of this P1 because, you know, that Fireside team is able to get to that hill oh so quickly. Stitch trying to break in on his own, but right now it seems like it's all Maui in the kill feed. A lot of the kills going in their favor. They are going to be able to get a lot of time on this P1, but Sydney Dingoes are going to have to be ready for that P2 because this is where they can really bring this game back.
Sydney Dingoes can definitely bring this game back on P2, and in my opinion, actually spawning on the side that Sydney is spawning on is kind of the favorable side because you do have those, I think, preferred spawns for P2, P4, and P5. You can kind of give up P1 and P3 a little bit if you really have to, but as the side of Sydney is doing just that, as they are 4 stacking inside the P2 point, as it's going to be a mountain of a task for Maui Chums to get in, but Killswitch and Silly Me doing their part.
Yeah, and a lot of kills coming from the side of Sydney Dingoes right now. They might be able to get a nice clean wipe here. Player 7, the only player close and able to get any sort of contest, and he does get taken down. That was Cold in the M. And all of those Maui Chums players do spawn back up on that fire area, so a lot of this time should be going in the favor of Sydney Dingoes. If they can keep this trade battle going in their favor, they can get a lot of time here, and hopefully they can try to move that straight to the P2, P3 as well, but the kills do seem to be going in the favor of the Maui Chums so far.
Kills do seem to be going in favor of the Maui Chums, but for the time on P3 is going in favor of the Sydney Dingoes. It looks like they're going to be able to lock down 30-ish seconds out of this P1, which in reality is all you're looking for. A Stitch is going huge for his team. They're going to get the majority of the time on this P3, and that's kind of exactly what you needed. You got outslayed, you got out teamworked in that map number 1. Now it's time to respond on your preferred hard point, as they are slaying and they are bringing this one back. We're basically at a tie game here. 48 plays 53 as Delta DO3 with the huge 2-piece on P3.
Yeah, and like we were talking about before, that P1 was looking tough for the Sydney Dingoes side, but they really focus up on that P2, and they rotate it through to the P3 as well. So great job out of them to really kind of maximize the time they could possibly get. Stitch is still here, 9-4 off the break, being that superstar player for the Sydney Dingoes that he has been so far. And now Maui Chums are forced to rotate. We see those blue arrows turning around and trying to focus up at that new storage area, and now Sydney Dingoes have around 10 seconds to really find some map control on the map before this P4 pops.
They definitely do, and look at that. Look at your numbers up in the top of your screen. The Sydney Dingoes are frying. Stitch in map number 1, he had 50 kills, but he did not have much help from his teammates. And look at that. You've got Delta D with matching him with 10, Nuclear with 5, and Storm just doing his job as well. It's not always all about the kills, but at some point you do have to pick those up, as now it is the Maui Chums on this P4 trying to bring this one back, as Storm, playing it slow, is able to pick up the entry kill. Silly Me responds with 1 in the kill feed as well. Colton M just soaking all of the hill time for his team.
Yeah, minutes, 18 seconds already in the time for Colton M, so he's really getting a lot of that hill time for the Maui Chums, but Sydney Dingoes are able to break, and, you know, this back and forth first rotation of hills have been looking great. You know, this game ahead of us could be fantastic, Floofy. It's looking like a close one so far. Maui Chums and the Sydney Dingoes are really trading this time back and forth. Honeyhole trying to reload his gun, but Delta DO3 with a big trade out to get that final scrap time. We got an almost exactly tied game going into this P5, and, you know, if you're Sydney Dingoes, you got to be feeling good, because in that first hard point, you were kind of on the back foot the whole time, but Sydney Dingoes are able to maybe kind of have some control here in this hard point on Berlin, which is what you expect, because they felt confident on it.
They definitely did feel confident on, as Delta DO3 trying to find this kill onto Honeyhole, as Honeyhole killing everything on the map, even his teammates. Silly Me with 1 as well. Stitch trying to do his best, but that was all Honeyhole. That was all Silly Me responding with 2 or 3 of their own to retake that lead. As if we have a barn burner of a hard point through these first set of rotations. And look at those spawns. They are back in favor of the Sydney Dingoes for the P1 hill, but that was a huge one there over by Killswitch on P1, as he's going to be able to, well, was able to initially get that kill, but that is 3 Sydney Dingoes players to rotate over, take care of him. 2 more kills in favor of Sydney, as they will have the spawns, as Honeyhole trying to get his first entry kill, able to get 2 actually, as Stitch responding with 1, as Delta D in the hill, as they are bringing this one back. We have a much more hotly contested map here on map number 3.
Yeah, Sydney Dingoes look like they might be able to take the lead here on this P1 if it's not for Maui Chums trying to break in, but it looks like the Sydney Dingo squad is getting a lot of kills around the time. Honeyhole does pick up another big 2-piece for the side of Maui Chums, but the rest of his squad spawning back up over at that back planners area. It's going to be a 4-on-4 retake here for the rest of this time, and with only 20 seconds left on the hill, Sydney Dingoes are going to have to look for the rotation over to that P2.
Sydney Dingoes are going to have to look for that rotation over to P2, but we have what is essentially a tied game, as Honeyhole trying to work the map himself. He's on a 5 spree. He's 17-11, absolutely going off and allowing players like Colton M to just soak all of that hill time, as he's already up towards a minute and a half of hill time, as Honeyhole, again, just doing his part, picking up those kills. He's on a 7 spree. He's earned some streaks for his team. Not quite able to pick up that initial kill. Wise for the 8 kill spree, as he's just continuing to rack up the kills, and as such, the Maui Chums have extended this lead that they have earned for themselves out to 30 points.
Yeah, Honeyhole's really turned it up in the second rotation of points. He's sitting on an 8 streak right now. He's got both streaks in hand. He's got an auto. He's got an MP40. He's doing it with both guns, and he's getting Maui Chums so much time on this P2, and Player 7's already ready for that next hill to pop. It's going to be a one-on-one fight here, and Delta DO3 is able to get that kill, but with 10 seconds left, all the focus here is on that P3.
Yeah, all the focus is on that P3, but you look at your mini map, I mean, it is Sydney Dingoes with a lot of work to do as Stitch gets taken down in the hill. That's Honeyhole, that's Kill Switch with one. Colton not needed on the kill as Silly Me does it for him as he's 20 and 17 with almost a minute of hill time, as well as the teamwork of the Maui Chums is coming through as they are stretching this lead out to 40 points and are taking down Stitch there on P5. Nice little kill as Silly Me going to go on the flank, able to take down one, not able to take, able to take down a second, excuse me, as he's going to be working some streaks for his team.
The contest is in for the Sydney Dingoes, but it is all for naught because all the kills go in the favor of Maui Chums. They should be able to get the last around 20 seconds on this hill, putting this game within a one hill reach of winning for the side of Maui Chums. Sydney Dingoes are on the rotation, though. They know how important that is to that train hill. And, you know, one player looking to maybe get some of the scrap time, that's Nuclear, but he gets taken down, and now all the focus, like before, is on to this P4, and this is definitely a hill that you can find yourself back into this game if you're Sydney Dingoes. You might be able to even take the lead if you can have a successful train hill here.
You definitely can. This is one of those hills that if you're able to lock it down, you can accrue so much time. But Silly Me, he's going to pull out the streaks and get one, get us another with the gunny as well, as he is just doing it all for his team. He's got over a minute and almost a minute and a half of hill time. He's got 27 kills, make it almost 28 as Honeyhole sneaks in and gets a two-piece. Colton as well. They're locking it down. Honeyhole with the third kill as he still is working. I believe that he's still working with full streaks on his own, on himself, as well as the side of Maui Chums are just continuing to stretch this lead as they are eclipsing the 240 mark and they can win it on this hill.
Yeah, only 7 seconds away. Sydney Dingoes are going to have to make a drastic play here to stop them. Silly Me, the last one on hill, he does get taken down. So for right now, the Sydney Dingoes are safe. Within 2 points of winning the map and the series, Maui Chums have to be feeling good right now. Kill Switch coming behind all these players, and another streak gets called in for Honeyhole. And hey, they just stole the game away just like that, Floofy.
Just like that, we have a 250 to 182 win, and that is a 3-0 victory on the side of the Maui Chums. It was Honeyhole, it was Silly, all Honeyhole.